Well, good morning everyone. Bobby Lee here from Hurricane Creek Farms. Trying to get an early start today. Our I guess summer is quickly fading. It's nearly 6 o'clock. Still dark. Having to use this fancy little bright light on top of the GoPro today. But it's gonna be warm. That's why we're wanting to get an early start. I'm just a morning person anyway. I like to get out and get things done. Have the rest of the day to, well, usually just get more stuff done, or, you know, if we're lucky, just sit down and relax at some point. But yeah, gonna head up to the other farm. Gonna run the heifers through the chute, get a little blood from them for pregnancy testing. At least that's the idea. If things will run relatively smoothly. But appreciate y'all watching. Hey, hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. Bad about not reminding y'all of that, but yeah, get the truck cranked up, get a little feed, take to them, do a couple of odds and ends here, and then yeah, hopefully get those heifers rounded up. Well, all the heifers are up here. Looks like, I say all, I ain't got a count on them, but they're all right here at the pen waiting, so that is a good sign. Just moved them into this pastures yesterday morning, so we'll see if we can get them all in there and get the gate shut and get them run through chute there and get a little blood from them. In typical fashion, we've got what, about it's getting fewer and fewer. We're gonna have 4 here that don't want to go in, being just a little leery. Y'all going in there. Alright. Not gonna do the touchdown dance just yet, but, and they're not super spooky. It's just like, I think it's a combination of, they're like, well, you know what, in reality we only get like 2 bites of feed, you know, everybody else is in there. And now we can do the touchdown dance. But yeah, as you may have seen, or I don't know, I hadn't carried the camera in here yet, you probably hadn't. This is the year of the storm damage. I was gonna say the year of the storm, but we always have storms. But this year, we don't have storms or rain without it being like damaging storms. But of course it was a dead pine tree fell right there. Been up just 1 panel, thankfully. Also caught the corner of the mineral feeder. Like, dang. We can't have nothing nice. But anyway, we'll try to get a head count, see if they're all in there. If they're not, we'll probably just have to go on. This won't be the end all be all of pregnancy testing. I may have mentioned it, but we're planning on having a friend of ours that does a lot of large animal cattle work come in and also ultrasound these heifers a little later on when they're a little further along. And so that'll be nice. We do this blood test right now. I mean, they're all gonna be shortbred basically. They'll be at least a month along, 32 days or something like that since we pulled the bull out. You know, a maximum of what, about 90 days. So we'll check them a little further, be sure they've maintained that pregnancy and whatnot. But we just want to know. We want to go ahead and know, you know, because if they do test open now, then and it's most of them, then yeah, it's gonna be a sad day. But anyway, we'll let them finish up those last few bites of meat. We do have, or meat, a feed. Get the steers sorted off, or I don't know if there's just a couple of steers that won't stand there with them, we'll just run them through, and obviously no need to get any blood from them. But anyway, we can talk about it, or we can actually start getting some stuff done. Got our, of course, our blood tubes, vacutainer set up for it. Oh, if you remember, we had the 204 heifer lost her tag. Conveniently, she lost it right at the feed bunks on the other end of this farm. So we were able to grab that, get that put back in her ear. Because yeah, results are great for pregnancy, but if we don't have proper identification where we can match those results to the correct animal, they don't mean much, obviously. Yeah, I actually remember my sharps container today, so I don't have to go home and then pull all the needles off and dispose of them properly. Yeah, gotta get a few gates rearranged here behind me, and yeah, then start running them through. I don't know how many we're gonna bleed. All the heifers. I guess I could say I just don't know how many heifers we have down here. We have the 30 we bought, and then we have 29 of our homegrown calves down here. Basically, most of last year's calf crop. And I guess I could look through my records and add it up, but I hadn't done that yet. So somewhere probably around 40, 45 that we will be drawing blood from. So, yep, it's only gonna get hotter, so need to quit talking and start getting to it. Let's go, babies, let's go. Come on, I don't need all of you. Just a few of you, go. Come on, babies. Go on, babies. Go on, babies. Go on, babies. Go on, babies. Go. Go. Go on in there. Go on in there. Go on in there. Go on in there. That's a good chunk of you there now. That's a good chunk of you there now. Yeah, I think I just decided we'll go ahead and run everybody through. I mean, if one of the steers sorts themselves off easily, that's fine. But only one out of roughly 4 of these are gonna be steers. So, and being a one-man crew today, we're not gonna worry with trying to sort them all out individually. Let them in there, get a little blood, and get on with the rest of our day. There we go. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Go on down there, babies. The first couple pulled their head back, and I was like, what in the world? I forgot we ran a bull in here last, so I need to narrow up the head catch. Just got to take your time, make sure you're doing things right. I do recommend doing that before you have an animal in the chute, but hey, do as I say, not as I do. Step on up. Go on, your head fit through there. Go. Step on up, baby. Step on up, baby. Number 8. That's plenty. First of the homegrown heifers. Go on, baby. Go on, baby. Go on down that alleyway. Go on down that alleyway. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Somebody be the first one. Somebody be the first one. Somebody be the first one. Just need one smart one. There we go. Smart ones. There we go. There we go. Yep. Yep. Come on. Come on. Somebody be a leader. Somebody be a leader. Let's go. Babies. Y'all going down there. Go on down there, big girl. Go on, Stripes. Go on, Stripes. Go on, Stripes. Go on, Stripes. Go on, 211. Go. Y'all going down there. Y'all going down there. Go. 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 Go on, 201. Go on, 201. Go on, 201. Go on, 201. Here's our gal that lost her tag, 204, so we're gonna correct that. Now we gotta get your blood. All right, that's the one we're looking for, the last one. Lee showed up to help me right as I got done.
Yep, hard day.
And then, see how dirty he got? Now, actually gonna go help Lee. What you got, a drill?
New drill. New
drill getting delivered. I'm gonna go help him move that home. Let these boys out. Ended up, how many we draw blood on? 48. 48. If I'd had 2 more, I'd have run out of tubes. But anyway, gonna open these gates up and we're gonna hit the road. Well, the only constant for us is that our plans are always changing. As Lee and I were headed to get that drill, the driver that was delivering it called and said he'd had a blowout, so he's gonna be a little delayed. So went ahead and brought the truck home. We're gonna kind of get some of that stuff unpacked, clean up a little bit, and then go help him. But my goodness, we just thought it was hot up the road. Things just got a whole lot hotter.
Get Archie.
Archie agreed. He just jumped in the bucket. Yeah. I've done got soaking wet today, but things ain't near as hot as you are.
Talking about me?
Yeah. I better not be talking about anybody else, right? But anyway, yep, I know that stuff. I got to double check. I'm pretty sure those blood samples actually don't even need to be refrigerated. Okay, made it home from helping my buddy Lee. It's pretty cool. I probably should have taken the GoPro. He got a no-till drill. He's going to use for mainly doing like food plots and whatnot. He does a lot of work. I guess you'd say he's a whitetail consultant. You can check him out on Instagram. I believe it's Whitetail Partners, Tennessee. He is as close to a professional whitetail hunter as one can get. I mean, I guess, literally, he is a professional whitetail hunter. Dude takes it to a whole nother level when it comes to, you know, turning it into a year-round endeavor in terms of, I mean, it's hard to even explain what all they do. Food plots, strategic stand placement, access routes to stands, just the whole gamut, managing your herd. But anyway, got that done. He got that that drill in because he's gonna use it to put in his own food plots, but then also to work with some clients. But as you can see, driveway, and of course it's easier to appreciate if you're bouncing up and down the driveway in a vehicle. But with all these rains, the driveway kind of runs downhill, keeps on going. The water, a lot of it comes off the blacktop, gets in the driveway and just runs like a little channel, and it's cutting a deeper channel every time it rains. So what we've done in the past, and it's just kind of washed out, we almost make like a little speed bump right about there to divert that water off, let it run down, get into a ditch over there and go to the, eventually to the creek. And do that in a couple of spaces, places kind of crown it. But yeah, just long overdue. So I think we're gonna put the little land plane or little grader on the back of the new tractor, put the bucket on the front. We do have some gravel down there in a pile we can put to in some of these places where it's washed bad, but long overdue for that project. You can see it looks a bit rainy behind me. Radar set, or looks like we could get a little rain here in the next hour or two, which if we do, and if it rains enough to stop us, no big deal. But do need to get that done. Grab another bush. More of a hassle to hook up than I remembered. That, why you don't wear shorts around farm equipment, even when you're just doing something simple. Uh-oh. I'm getting a stare down that every man fears. I don't know what she needs. This might be dangerous. So I'm getting a stare down that every man kind of dreads. No, you're channeling your inner Barbie. Yep. Wild man over here.
He went to go shut the gate.
Okay, he can jump on with me.
I'm gonna go get a phone.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Yeah, Miss Barbie was riding. Well, you tell the story.
So I was riding and I probably should have put the phone down somewhere. And instead of riding Ace, and it fell in my pocket. I should have stopped and gotten off and gotten it, but it was about the 100th time I'd probably gotten off at that point because we were moving jumps around, set up a barrel pattern for Willis. I was just trying to ride a horse, so he eventually stepped on it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't work at all.
The Apple iPhone is not horse hoof proof. That we don't know if anybody else has previously determined that, but today you can mark it down. Will not survive being stepped on by a horse, even in a soft sandy arena. But anyway, you can't tell, but we have a bucket, or a bucket. We have a pile of gravel right there. See it? Yeah, I can't either. The weeds have overtaken it to an extent. We're gonna get a bucket full of gravel, start using that, what you call it, a land plane, a little grader, whatever. It's not a box blade, similar. I don't know what they call it, but it is made in the USA. Y'all know we like that. Anyway, we're gonna get to it. So yeah, got a bucket full of gravel there. I'm gonna get the wild man on here with me, which means need to pull that up. Come on. Hey, leave the fishing pole here, but come on. Hey, lean the pole up against the barn. He wants to go fishing this afternoon, so hey, I'm sure any other dads out there would agree. It's pretty cool. I like for them to enjoy the outdoors and whatnot. And he asked me if we could go fishing today. My answer wasn't yeah, it was heck yeah. So, but it's 1 o'clock. We're gonna, this shouldn't take too long, famous last words. After we get done working on the driveway, we're gonna go fishing. All right, now see you, pole. All right, so let's get to work.
I also used the beat. I got hung up on the playground, so we had to cut the string, but it still works.
Okay, yeah, you just have to retie it. Well, it is now deciding to come a light little sprinkle rain shower. Kind of makes me almost wish I'd check to see if fertilizer dealer was open. We're gonna go check cows real quick. We're just gonna ride back here real quick. Kids don't understand like it's raining. But my goal is we get the cows checked. We won't have much reason to need to be out in this any longer. I don't know how long it's gonna sit in. Yeah, you can drive. You want me to drive? All right, but yeah, as I was saying, you know, we had wanted to fertilize last weekend, but it was probably a little on the muddy side, and our local Helena store was closed. We'll go fishing in a little bit when raining quits. Hey, we don't want to take the fishing pole with us so you can get broken. Hey, will you go open the gate, Willis? Run open it real quick. But yeah, now that it's gonna come a nice little soft rain, it would have been nice to have gotten some fertilizer down potentially, but you never know. There's only like a 30% chance, and then there's like none. I think maybe a 30% tomorrow, but then, yeah, you know what I mean. Had we spread fertilizer, we wouldn't have got this rain. I mean, that's just the way that works. But driveway looks better. We'll see if it passes the wife test. We know that's what really matters. What do you think about the driveway?
It's still bumpy.
Wow. Women are hard to please. Hard to please. So the cows are over there across the creek, as you can see. We probably aren't gonna drive over there just because I have to open not one, but two gates. Actually, I don't have to. I've got my gate getters with me, but we're getting a pretty close look at them. We're trying to leave them in these creek bottoms. Of course, they can come over here out in this bottom. They just can't go out in the big bottom right now. Trying to get them to eat it back. It is August the 12th as we sit here and record. So here in just a few more days, we'll officially be at the point where we can fertilize it, or when it's recommended. They recommend anytime after August 15th, getting your fescue pastures grazed back close, then putting down 50 or 60 pounds of nitrogen per acre, and then holding the cows off of it until you get to you know, basically a frost, and you got all that forage stockpiled for your late fall and winter feeding. But yeah, again, that's why we've got to get some fertilizing done here for too long. But it goes to show you how much we always, just everything we do is dictated by the weather. So it's rained so much we hadn't been able to cut any hay, and the rain has kind of interfered with us being able to fertilize because it won't stop raining long enough for us to fertilize. Well, now going into next week, looks like we're going to get a dry spell for at least a week. And so even when we get a chance to fertilize now, we're going to be waiting because we don't want to fertilize and then have that just sit there for, you know, days or especially weeks before you finally get a rain to get it in the ground. But anyway, rambling on about, hey, you being mean to your brother? What happened? She just bumped your lip?
I have a little boo right here.
Oh, he's got a boo-boo. But anyway, ramble on about that. We'll get some fertilizer spread on these pastures at some point. I'd like to spread a little on some of our hay ground too before our last cutting, but the later we get, the less benefit there'll be to that. But anyway, we've rambled on. We've had a really productive day. It's only 2:15, but this rain looking like it may settle in for the next couple hours. Light, nice little rain. Mosquito trying to get me. I think we're gonna take it to the house. Willis wants to fish. If it rains, we'll quit. You know, later on this evening, we might go wet a hook, see if we can drown a cricket, something like that. But yeah, be looking, coming up, we're gonna be cutting hay next week. Should have pregnancy test results because I got that sample, or all those samples, that batch, to the post office today. So I should have results by middle of the week. May not be our next video. We may video some tomorrow as well. But anyway, I'm rambling. I'm at the end of the video. So what are y'all gonna do?
Eat beef and God bless.
There we go. Y'all eat beef, God bless. Catch y'all next time.